Yeah, the pain in your foot, the pain running down the back of your leg can be solved by stretching and massaging your glutes. This guy. The concept we're talking about here is Piriformis Syndrome and how massaging and stretching the muscle is going to help alleviate this pain. Now, what is Piriformis Syndrome and what is the pain pattern that it can cause? So Piriformis Syndrome and also a gluteus minimus pain pattern that I will touch on later can be nearly synonymous with sciatica. And that is the idea of impinging nerves in the upper glute and the tailbone, causing a pain pattern of numbness, tingling, and pain shooting down the leg all the way almost to the foot. And how this happens is by impinging the sciatic nerve, which is a big nerve that exits the sacrum and runs all the way down the leg. And when this nerve gets impinged in the upper glutes by the piriformis and gluteus minimus muscles, you're going to get sciatic symptoms synonymous with nerve impingement that you can feel in your foot and all the way down the back of your leg. And this is something that I have firsthand experienced and experienced with people I've coached as well. When your upper glutes and your piriformis and your glute minimus get super tight, they're going to impinge the sciatic nerve. And when it gets impinged bad enough, that's when you can feel phantom sciatic symptoms down the leg without there actually being a root nerve problem. It can just be glute tightness. And no, it's not always glute tightness. You could have a real nerve issue, so I have to be very careful with my words here. But before you get an MRI or spend a bunch of money trying to treat a structural problem, why not take a look at the muscles first? Because massaging and stretching these piriformis and gluteus minimus muscles, which are known to be right next to the sciatic nerve, impinge it and shoot pain, numbness, and tingling down the leg, that could stop your problem right in its tracks. And that's something you can do right at home. But first, I want to illustrate this concept a little bit better. So if you've heard of the concept of phantom limb pain, basically when people have a limb severed or they're missing a foot or the lower part of their leg, but they can still feel sensation down there, that is due to the nerves. And so the reason why people can still feel pain and sensations in that part of the body is because the nerve, which actually stems all the way from the base of the spine, still has a connection to the brain to think that there's stuff there. So if there's activity going on with the nerve higher up on the leg where it still exists, it can still shoot pain, sensation, numbness, tingling, and feeling down further in the leg. Am I making any sense? I hope this makes sense. Moving on. And to release tension and pressure off of the sciatic nerve up in the upper glute, which is a lot of times the source, which is what Piriformis Syndrome means, and what gluteus minimus tension and tightness and pain can cause, you can do this at home with a two-step process of massage and stretch. Now for the massage step, I love doing this with QL Claw. Maybe a little bit of topical muscle relaxant foam as well could be nice, but basically getting this whole area to simmer down, get the knots and the trigger points to unwind so they're not super tense and like as tight as fishing line just impinging the nerve anymore. We want to get that tissue to relax, and then just like I said, muscle relaxant foam, deep tissue massage with QL Claw are the best ways to get there. And after that, stretching the muscles, the piriformis and the gluteus minimus, just with simple at-home exercises like this are gonna do you wonders. And holding stretches like this for 1 to 2 minutes, 2 times a day for 3 days is plenty enough to get some slack in the muscle and get you some potential relief. Now, if you have Piriformis Syndrome or if you have sciatic symptoms down your leg, before you do anything drastic, try just working on the muscles first, because this could potentially stop the problem in its tracks before you take any expensive or drastic or, God forbid, permanent measures. And to recap, the 2 steps that you can take to help alleviate this problem, if it is indeed Piriformis Syndrome or gluteus minimus tightness, or you can call it gluteus minimus syndrome as well, are massage and stretch. Again, you can do both of these at home. A muscle relaxant foam might help as well, but massaging with QL Claw, breaking up the tissue, getting all those knots and trigger points out of it, and then lengthening it once those are released to get some slack in the muscle and get that pressure off the nerve, you can feel a lot better. That can fix your problem right in its tracks. Check out this video of me massaging and stretching the piriformis next.